This is a bench that I introduced as a side project at work. I did this in my spare time during breaks and that, using odds and ends of steel that I found as I could, and used a strange hammer and a vise as an anvil and hammer. And so I thought there's a few things I've done wrong with this that I thought I'd point out. Let's get a good look at it here first. Okay, I started out with the design. I wanted to figure out this design first. And to be able to see it, I got it spaced out on little 1/2-inch round pieces here. If I were serious about doing it, I'd do it with 3/8 bearings. This piece here is just to accent this here, and it's tied in with this one. When I referred to doing something wrong, if you look at it, this scroll here, if you moved it up, it would fit right in here and just follow the flow of this angle here. I'd do that. I'd use a piece of 3/8 round. That's the same stock as I used here. Just make a little circle just to support it in the middle. That means this piece here would have to be a little longer to tie in. Next element I did was this piece down here. I kind of like the way that worked out. I was making pieces and fitting them in as I went. This one here, I don't particularly like this scroll here on each side because it's too flat. I would have preferred it coming down at more of an angle. I could have made this part here bigger, this part bigger, and that would have used up more material and had it coming down like that. This piece here, I just made this and to use as fill, and I think it worked out well. I made a couple of these pieces here. Well, to fill in here, I made this circle to fit in just to carry it down. And these are the same as these here. I didn't want them going the same direction as that. I wanted them to stand out. And if I had more space, I would have made a bigger circle to have 4 of them, or 3 of them would work. And but I just went with this. I made these scrolls here, and then when I found material available, I was able to make more scrolls. I forgot the length, and these are actually I made bigger, but it worked out because of the way I've got this spaced here. This isn't centered, so this doesn't come out equally. So I used the bigger scrolls down here to kind of get them to line up and tie in here. I did make other scrolls here to add in here, and I didn't particularly like the way this looked here. It just doesn't look finished to me. I would prefer to have them in like this. This doesn't quite fit like this. If I put it in an angle, that doesn't look too bad, and it does fit. It just seems to end that a little better than doing it the other way around. The difficulty here is this end isn't quite the same, so they don't fit in quite the same. And I chose to leave these off because that way these not being even from side to side don't show up as much. Some of the scrolls I started, they're kind of wonky because, as I said, I did them during break at work with unfamiliar, tools that aren't my favorites. And I was doing them in kind of a hurry, so the starts on some of these scrolls are kind of nasty. But this isn't for a customer or anything. I was just doing it to kind of figure out the pattern. This is what I wanted to figure out mainly. So I'm actually just going to let one of the guys at work have this bench and take it home. He's an old guy, a year older than me, but he's a really great guy and he deserves it. But I just thought I'd show you what I thought was wrong with this, and when I talk about things being wrong, if you like it, your opinion is more important than mine. If you're doing it for a friend, relative, or customer, their opinion is certainly more important than mine. But that's just my way of thinking on this. So, good. Now I can take and give it away.